Welcome to another episode of Coffee and Real Estate. Today I'm joined by Dustin Browning,
Hey guys.
who's one of our project managers who runs many of our construction jobs. And so we've known each other for
Long time.
a long time. Do you have any idea what year?
So I
we
was thinking about
met?
this. Yeah. I want to say I bought the house on South Adams in 2012,
Okay.
2013.
Yeah,
So somewhere around there. Yeah.
somewhere around there. Because I almost bought that house. I think we probably talked about that.
Yeah. It was on auction.
It was an auction,
Yeah.
and I remember going into it with my parents, and there was like fleas.
Oh, it was a mess. It
It
was,
was such a mess.
I think, it was historic district, Fairmount. But the only house that the neighborhood association would actually allow demolishing.
Oh,
and
they
just
said you could
building new.
demolish it?
They would allow it.
No
Of
way.
course, I didn't, kept it. I thought it was a cool house
Yeah.
and put it back together. But
And was
yeah.
that so? So, anyways, we're jumping ahead of ourselves, but we met in
Yeah.
2012, and then we were both buying and renovating and living in and flipping houses for many years before Ave Homes existed, before this
Oh yeah.
existed, before you were
Yeah.
doing this. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But give me a little bit of your background, because your background, like you were doing oil and gas stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So before joining Sixth Ave, I was in the oil and gas industry. I worked as a landman. And I pretty much went all over the US wherever the oil and gas plays were taking me to put together a leasehold, run title, things like that. I put together a mineral buying company with my brother, who's a finance guy. My dad's a geologist, petroleum geologist.
My dad's a
And
geologist too. I didn't realize your dad's a geologist.
that's right. Yeah. I think your mom is what
My
she's in
mom
the
is, yeah.
industry too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So yeah, small world in Fort Worth. And yeah, we ran that for a few years and put together a pretty big mineral block in Oklahoma that's still going today. So we're super proud of that.
And you're still like have minerals
Oh yeah,
there?
yeah.
Okay.
So we partnered with family offices on that.
And so
Deployed
you're
about.
a landman, you're finding the deals.
We're finding the deals, knocking on doors, mail outs. We're running title to figure out what they own and pulling it together, kind of aggregating all that stuff. So
And so that's your intro into real estate. I mean, it's
yeah,
a different
yeah,
side. It's the mineral side. It's under the ground side.
for sure. Yeah, that definitely kind of tied me into how title works, who owns what are mortgages, how does that relate to title and transfer and ownership. The oil and gas industry just as a whole has a lot of commonality with real
Mhm.
estate. So yeah, that industry kind of taught me a lot about managing subcontractors, sticking to schedules, budgets, pro forma sheets, all that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And then did you learn, like, how'd you learn construction? Like, how did you get,
Yeah.
was it that first house on South Adams? Was it like,
So yeah, I learned construction. The first house I bought in Fairmount, which was on Lilac Street.
okay, so you were on
Uh,
Lilac before Adams.
I bought a house 15, 16 years ago that was completely dilapidated.
Okay.
It was a triplex at the time. One of the units was burned down. I mean, it was a mess,
Uh-huh.
but I could afford it and I wanted to
Yeah.
get into the neighborhood. And
What year did you say that was?
that was 2010, 2011,
Okay.
somewhere in there.
So that's about the same time we moved in.
Okay, yeah.
And so we probably and so in my phone, this is funny, you're still Dusty Fairmount. Because we were both living in South Adams.
Yeah.
We both kind of bought these mess fixer-uppers,
Oh, yeah.
and we're living in them with our family and like renovating them. And so,
Yeah.
so you bought this Lilac house.
Yeah, somehow raised 3 kids and that stuff. I mean, you know how it goes.
What
But
did you buy that house for?
that house I bought, so I think he was asking like 75, and I ended up buying it for like 54.
You bought it for $54,000.
Yeah, and I think I had 30,000, right? So I was like, hey, let's do an agreement where I pay you 30 grand, and then give me like, I don't know, 6 months or something to pay it off. And we did the deal. We filed it a record as bona fide. I paid him off in like 2 or 3 months and got going on it. But yeah, that was all the money I had. So I didn't have any money to pay somebody to come in and fix it up.
Yeah.
You know,
So were you doing it yourself?
I learned how to do it myself. I did everything myself.
And did your dad do that stuff? Like, how do you know how to?
No, no.
Okay.
My dad is a geologist. He's a great geologist, but he's not a not a house guy, not a renovator.
Uh-huh.
More of a car guy. And but he did teach me how to work my hands, on cars and things like
Yeah.
that. His dad, actually, my granddad, built houses, and
Okay. It's a
uh,
little bit of family
so
history
yeah,
there.
there's somehow he's living vicariously through me
Hmm.
on this. He actually, but he had a house in Oak Cliff back in
Okay.
the when my dad was a kid, so
And
long
your
time
dad's
ago.
from Oak Cliff?
Yeah, he lived in Oak Cliff for a while, and they up and moved to Rockwall,
Okay.
and he actually took down the house in Oak Cliff piece by piece, stud by stud, moved it all to Rockwall and built a house
Oh,
out of
he
it.
moved the
So
house?
yeah, that's kind of
That's
it runs in
crazy.
the family, I guess. But um, that lilac house really taught me what I could do and what my limitations are as a
Yeah.
doing construction.
Yeah.
Uh, so that taught me construction. I'd say the South
Did
Adams
you keep it as
house.
a triplex?
No,
You turned it to single family?
it's single family.
That's wild.
Yeah, yeah, we, went back to single family with it. We got it all historically approved. Everything was done kosher. And yeah, it turned out great. But the South Adams house is really more of where I learned project management with construction. Hiring a GC to come in. I worked really closely with them, and
And so you lived in the Lilac House for a little bit, renovated it, made it single family, and then sold
yep.
it, and then bought the.
Yeah, yeah. So at that time we had 2 kids, and I had a third on the way. So we needed to get more room. That popped up on the market,
Uh-huh.
and I just wanted to get it. And so, yeah, I was on auction.com and just did it up until I got it.
Yeah.
Hadn't even seen it. I didn't even
Oh,
step
you
foot
hadn't
in
even
it.
you never would step foot in it.
Nah,
Yeah, it was.
nah.
I mean, it was it was cool because it had this really cool kind of uh, great, and it's a great block.
Mhm.
Um, but I remember we desperately wanted to live in Fairmount, and we were looking, and like I couldn't afford very much, and so I looked at the house, but I was like, this is this is too
A lot.
wild.
Yeah,
And I was like, I wonder who's gonna get it. And I distinctly remember, do you have like a gold Mercedes or
I
something?
did.
Like
Yeah,
a
station
a
wagon.
station wagon. And I was like, oh, I saw like this Mercedes pulling up a few times.
Yeah.
And then I saw like, I think we drove by and you were like moving in with your family. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
he's moving into this house.
We did. We moved in. It's hard to remember how far along it was, but it wasn't far along at all. I mean, we at one point we had the kitchen floors up. We were redoing all the floor joists
Yeah.
and getting the framing, foundation, all that done. So we had a group of raccoons come in and live with us for a little bit until we got them out of there.
Uh-huh.
So it was a mess for a while, but we lived through it.
But you made it amazing.
Yeah, it turned out really cool. It was missing the front porch. I mean, it was kind of like a big salt box that you see up in the
Yeah.
Northeast, but it had that. It was a 4 square, and it just needed that front porch back on. So,
Hmm.
yeah, that's really what kind of made it pop. When we got the front porch on, we made it a double decker,
Yeah.
so you could walk out. Had a little patio up there,
Yeah. The
and
porch was amazing. And I remember you did these really cool bathrooms. Like
yeah,
you had like an
yeah,
antique. Anyways, I still remember. I was like, these bathrooms are
yeah,
so
it
rad.
was a fun one. Yeah,
So that was like you kind of like cut your teeth on your own personal
yeah.
projects, figuring it out
So
as you go.
I'd say those 2 projects really kind of set me up to understand what I can do with my own 2 hands,
Yeah.
and bringing in other groups to collaborate with and help me out. So yeah, after those couple of houses, stepped out and just kind of started doing that on my own on the side, still in oil and gas, but yeah, just started buying more and renovating and flipping them or holding them to rent. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Because it was fun. Like I feel like our relationship, we were kind of competitors, but we were
right,
collaborators too.
yeah.
Like
You
we
would
would
always beat me out though.
we would have some of the same deals we were like bidding on.
Uh-huh.
And then there was a few deals too where like uh we there was a slumlord. That's probably that's the only right word.
That's the word for it. I know
This
what you're talking about.
this guy had all these houses that were just god awful,
Oh yeah,
and he wanted to sell them as a package.
yeah,
And so I remember calling you and like, hey, do you want to do you
yeah.
want to take any of these so we can take them
I mean,
down?
it was on the market for a while,
Yeah.
and Yeah, I remember talking about it. We were both like, we've looked at it, like, I want to buy it, you want to buy it, but we couldn't afford. I think he wanted 1.5 million or
Yeah.
something for all of it. We wouldn't parcel it out. It was three properties,
Uh-huh.
maybe four with the
Yeah.
lot. Um, so yeah, that was a good one. We kind of grouped together and brought another friend in,
Uh-huh.
and just got him to get to the closing table on that, and then renovated it. And I think, do you still have that, or did you sell out of that
No,
as well?
we sold that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we sold that a while back, but that turned out phenomenal. And I
Uh-huh.
still drive by it, and I'm proud of it.
Those were really hard projects, though.
Yeah,
Like
they were.
they kicked. I think they kicked both of our butts.
Oh yeah.
So you're doing OI, and you're from Fort Worth, right? Like,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
where'd you go to school?
I went to Lake Country
Okay,
Christian School out by Eagle Mountain Lake.
that's right.
Yeah.
But you're doing oil, and then kind of as a side hustle, you're flipping and buying and doing rental properties, kind of like me. Like I was musician.
Yeah.
Jimmy was the cut. Like
Yep.
this was sort of our side hustle hobby
Sure.
thing.
Yep.
And then walk me through sort of like the transition from oil land world
Yeah.
to diving more in. Like, did you like this is fun? I like doing this, or like what's
Yeah.
sort of the story there?
Well, so the mineral company that we were running, for years, and put together some really great acreage. That just it took a lot of time, a lot of focus, and kind of pulled me away from my family more than I'd like to focus on that and get it executed, go full cycle with it. So after our second fund, we had deployed about 60 million in the Oklahoma oil and gas basins.
60 million.
Yeah, yeah. So
You raised a fund with like
yeah, so we did 2 funds. First one was 20, and the second one was 30, and then we had some other funds with other investors as well that we deployed.
dude, that's I didn't realize
Up in
this.
North Dakota, Texas.
That's insane.
Yeah, yeah.
What was that? Like how do you even do that?
um, we had the bright idea. So the concept really was, all the core areas in the oil and gas plays had been leased up. These operators have started drilling. They've HBP. They've held by production all these areas. So there's not a whole lot of areas to go back and lease. And we thought, well, let's try to buy the minerals. So we tried it. We got a bunch of data together, and tied that to geology with mapping, and sent out very targeted rifle shot approach letters and offers. And it worked. It was sort of the dog that caught the bumper, and it took off. We got within a month probably $20 million of deals back to our inbox, and it was a good problem to have. But once we had that acreage put together, under our option agreements, we went
Mhm.
out and started talking to friends and family, and
So you had it kind of tied up first, and now
yeah,
you're like, I have
yeah.
to somehow come up with $20 million.
Pretty much, yeah. So we came up with one. We had a friend that said, "We'll give you $1 million. Let's buy $1 million of this stuff."
Okay.
And that was the proof of concept. And we
Yeah.
took that to hedge funds, private equity. We did the whole dog and pony show down in Houston, New York, California, just kind of all over. Ended up partnering mainly with one billionaire down in Houston and
Okay.
some other family offices. Um, and it was great, but it was a lot of work. So
And that sounds stressful.
it was very stressful.
That's a lot of money
Yeah,
and a
yeah.
lot of
So once we kind of wrapped that up, and we were finished with that, and the billionaire he was drilling wells down in the Permian, and said, I'm good on the minerals for now. I'm going to focus on that. So, yeah, at that point, I was kind of looking for other things. During COVID, I got my real estate license.
Mhm.
Was bored just like everybody else. Figured why not, um, and thought, I've got a license. I need to hang my hat somewhere. And I knew, you and Jimmy had this really great operation going with Sixth
Mhm.
Avenue. So I came in and talked to you guys about really just doing real estate brokerage. And
Mhm.
you kind of convinced me, hey, construction, that's the way to go. That's the direction. And got excited about that because I enjoy it. I love doing flips and renovations and
Mhm.
being involved with that. So kind of joined the team and haven't looked back.
Yeah. And then can you talk a little bit about your approach? And I'm going like so my observation was always I was always like Dustin is smarter than us.
I don't know about that.
in how he like would approach deals. Like you were very like mathematical, and you would kind of build these like spreadsheets. Like you were way more like numbers
Yeah.
oriented and sophisticated than Jimmy and I were. And so my assumption is was that like you seem pretty analytical, like just in
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say that's true.
is that
Yeah.
like one of your superpowers is kind of like
Yeah, that's something I've always just kind of mathematically backed into deals that way, and
mm,
if it makes sense on paper or the back of a napkin, even, then it's worth kind of moving it forward and diving deeper into it. But yeah, I enjoy that. I enjoy the data side of it. We do a lot of budgeting, forecasting, scheduling, all that with our construction projects.
yeah.
So,
Like do you feel like that's still a big part of your
oh yeah,
how you
yeah,
handle a construction job is like
yeah, for sure. Yeah. Because it's important when you're especially with the renovation, there may be some unknowns behind the walls, and we get in there and say, "Oh, man, we've gotta replace all this termite damage," or, knob and tube electrical or something like that.
mhm.
It's really important to look at the schedule. What do we have coming up that's gonna cost this much? And forecast for budgets, and do we wanna pull back here? Do we wanna divert scope to address this? Or do we want to, change the design or something like that? And so, I think it's necessary for the type of, clients that we have that are doing a very custom, intentional, build with us that we work closely with to really look at the numbers. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to is,
Yeah.
you
What
know,
can you do with this budget?
what can we do with the budget,
Yeah.
the scope of work? So, yeah.
And then like so what I feel like you kind of thrive on the big projects. Would you say that's true?
Mhm.
Like you kind of like
Yeah.
the bigger,
Yeah.
longer, more beastly sort of
That's
projects.
right. Yeah.
Um,
Like the challenge.
like is it just kind of like the challenge? Like you like all the moving pieces of
I do. It's the challenge. It's the puzzle. But really to me, the smaller jobs are just harder.
okay.
If it's something that is let's say a garage apartment that, or just a garage that we're converting to a garage apartment, or maybe an attic conversion that we're making a second story out of. It may be 100, 200 square foot, but the complexity involved with that is just tremendous. When you have a bigger scope of work, there's a lot more moving parts to it, but um, there's just more. There's just a bigger scope, a bigger budget alongside that, and different ways to kind of approach things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoy those.
What's like the biggest project you've done?
So the new build, we did a new build on Lipscomb here in Fairmount. That I'd say that's the biggest. It's ground up.
Oh, is that on the
Uh,
one closer to Magnolia?
it's right off Magnolia,
Yeah, that house
maybe
was
a
beautiful.
block and a half.
I drove by that
Uh,
the other day. I was like, was
it
a
is.
gorgeous project.
It is. It's every time I drive by it, I do the same. I
Mhm.
like to drive by and admire it.
Uh-huh.
I'm really proud of what we did there. It was a great design by our team,
Yeah.
and I think we executed it really well. And that's not easy to do in Fairmount. Taking new material and making it look old.
Yeah.
There's requirements to fit within those guidelines, and it's not very easy. But
Mhm.
that one came out nice, and so that's definitely I'd say the biggest that I've done full cycle.
Yeah.
I currently have two jobs,
You got
so,
some massive ones right
that
now.
are going to be even larger than that.
Yeah. Two new constructions.
Yeah, ground up.
And
One of
how big are those?
So one is about 4,500 square foot, big single story, modern, sort of a ranch style footprint, but a
Mhm.
modern build.
Yeah.
The second one is a 3-story, um, 6,000 plus square foot, when factoring in a ADU, attached, detached garage apartment, um, and just all of the complexity with that. But that's going to be a really cool house, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to get that one,
And
framed up.
that was you knocked down.
Yeah, yeah. We knocked down a previous house that had been, poorly renovated, I'd say in the past, probably in the 70s, is more of a rental
Mhm.
type of house, and didn't fit the neighborhood. it had been neglected over the years. So the clients really bought that um, to demolish and build a new house on.
And then what? So those are exciting. What's like the most challenging project you've done? Was it like one of these early, like
Yeah.
Lilac or Adams personal projects, or was it like a Sixth Avenue project? Like,
So yeah, it's definitely, I would say, a Sixth Avenue project. The difference being when it's my own investment, I'm calling all the shots. When
yeah.
it's, a client job, I'm not. It's not my money. It's not my house.
Hmm.
So it's really a collaboration that does involve a lot more, tug and pull. And um, so I'd say the hardest, most complex job I've been involved with was an attic renovation. So
Okay.
we built a second story on a single story home without changing the roof line. This is
Okay.
all just
Taking in
enclosed
the
in the
attic.
attic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, it really, in retrospect, should have been done with removing everything downstairs and
Hmm.
building up. But the scope of work involved keeping everything downstairs untouched. So all the sheetrock, all the paint, all the light switches, everything staying the same. And that's really hard to do.
And they're living in during
Mhm.
it,
Living there,
which
so
makes it even like
it was a difficult
living
job.
in construction is terrible.
Yeah.
It's so stressful.
I've done it 4 times. I wouldn't recommend it
Yeah,
to
I've done it a
anybody
few times.
with kids.
So it
But,
already adds some stress.
there was already stress and, we got it done, but it took a lot of really good subs that listened and
Hmm.
said, "Please don't touch this," or only, "Do this," and, just micromanaging every day on that job. So we got it finished up, but, and it came out nice,
But that would
but
you
it
say
was
was your
difficult.
hardest?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's also interesting, like, both of us kind of cut our teeth in flipping world.
Yeah,
And, which is different from like I'm doing a custom remodel for somebody
yeah,
else.
big
Like the
time.
budgets are different, the subs, flipping, I'm like, I want the max value by spending the least amount of money I can,
Yep.
so you're working with those scrappier subs. And, the transition from like, I get to use like professionals. Not that we didn't use
Yeah,
professionals back, on the
right.
flipping stuff, but it's nice to have, the budgets to hire like a higher caliber.
Yeah, for sure. That's right. I mean, the biggest learning experience, if I told myself 20 years ago, 15 years ago, do this, is only hire good subs.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
like you say, when you're flipping, it's yeah, uneconomical to do that all the time.
Hmm.
Um, but
You kind of get what you pay for.
you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
So the time to save money is really on the acquisition,
Yeah.
and the time to spend it is when you're doing the work. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, we work with amazing subcontractors and
Hmm.
artists and really good, carpenters and electricians and everybody. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's been a luxury compared to doing flips when you're just kind of, hey, can you do this for 500? I just got a quote for 6,000, but
Yeah.
see what
Yeah.
you can do.
Uh-huh. Walk me through, the other challenge you kind of mentioned is you're working with families, some of whom have never done construction before. And as we mentioned, like it's stressful, it's messy, sometimes things don't like how do you approach sort of like the client side of it?
Yeah.
Like what have you learned in that? Like what are some things you like I now do the.
Well, I look at, you know, if I'm in their shoes, how would I want to be treated?
Mhm.
And personally, I would want consistent communication and, what's going on with the budget, what's going on with the schedule. Hey, this cost ran over here on, I don't know, tile. So where can we make that up elsewhere, or do we need to talk about change of scope? So I'd treat them with a pretty consistent communication daily of what's going on and keep them in the loop. It's probably a little annoying to some clients, but
Uh-huh.
that's just how I'd like to
Over
be.
communicate.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just how I'd like to be treated. So I'd rather be annoying than not, communicate enough. So
Mhm.
um, and really explaining why we're doing something. If there's, LVL beam, what is that? Why is it this size? Why do we need this? Can't we just spend less money on something else? And talking through what the components are, the material is, and why it's required.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, what is something that you wish more clients would have understood about the whole process?
I'd say, there's 2 types of concrete. There's cracked concrete, and then there's concrete that hasn't cracked yet.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, really, there's no way to stop North Texas from shifting.
Mhm.
We live on a expansive and contracting soil that, is what it is, and we don't have really solid bedrock to
Yeah.
build on. So we deal with a lot of sheetrock cracks, doors movement, concrete cracking, things of that nature. And so if somebody moves in from another part of the country that doesn't have those issues,
Yeah.
it's always a educational conversation.
Yeah. I, so I've done a few renovations in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and honestly, I was, like, shocked. One, it was like I was doing this house, and I, like, went and bought some trees, and I was like, "I'm gonna plant these trees in the front yard myself." And, like, I couldn't do it because it was solid rock.
Yeah, you
It's
couldn't
like
do it. Yeah.
solid granite. But the flip side of that is, like, those houses don't move.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
shift. They, like, literally are on granite. They don't move. And like you said, like, in Fort Worth, like, everything shifts and moves.
Yep.
It's and it gets so dry and it gets so wet and it's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. When people move here from, I don't know, from the Northeast or something, and I tell them, okay, we finished your house. You need to water your foundation. They look at
Mhm.
me like, what?
Yeah.
Why would that makes no sense.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's true.
What if you could wave a magic wand, um and kind of, like, build whatever you wanna build. Like, what's sort of, like, the Dustin style? Like, your favorite types of jobs or projects or finish outs and things to do.
Yeah.
'Cause you also like, you have good taste, like, you have fun.
Yeah, appreciate that. I think my favorite, and it goes back to my favorite house we've done, is the new build on Lipscomb.
Mhm,
It's new, it's modern, but historically appropriate.
mhm,
So it's taking the old world things of the old world that just doesn't go out of style,
mhm,
and applying that with new material, new methods. So modern craftsman house or
mhm.
bungalow, foursquare, those type of houses. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But kinda making it putting your modern twist on it.
Hmm.
Talk me through, like, what's a day in the life look like? Because 'cause you're how many projects are you current do you have at any given time?
Right now I have 6, so it kind of ebbs and
That's a
flows
lot.
between 3 to 8, I'd
Uh-huh.
say, depending
Yeah.
on the size. And so, yeah, I mean, I pretty much wake up, answer emails over coffee, texts, phone calls, get, the subs lined up where they need to be, check in on material, go on material runs, get the material to the job site, check with my budgets, schedules, and make sure we're tracking where we need to be. Um, Pull up plans. I utilize the software to essentially bring in our plans and scale them and make sure we're building what we need to build the right
Mhm.
size.
Yeah.
And just communicate with the subcontractors and the clients on site to make sure it's being done the way we need it to be.
So a lot of, like, scheduling, calling, and then
Oh
you're
yeah,
bopping around the different projects and
yeah, that's pretty much it. And sometimes I eat lunch, but
uh-huh. Hardest part of the job.
staying on schedule, I'd say that. Yeah. So what is it in real estate? You have good, fast, and cheap, but you can't have all three.
Yeah, yeah.
And it seems like the fast part is always what, kind of goes by the wayside. So yeah, I mean, just staying on schedule, making sure if we get delayed that we can try to make that up somewhere else. And it's not always possible, but we try our best.
Mhm. So timelines is the hardest part, and
Yeah.
also, like, subcontractors, your tile guys, your paint guys, your what like, they move to their own beat.
They do.
And like,
Yeah.
I would say probably one of the hardest parts about it is, you do the work. I got the painter showing up this guy, the sheetrock showing up at this time. I got my irrigation guy says he's gonna be there at 3 o'clock,
Yep.
and like, for that to actually happen is so rare.
It
It's
is.
like
It never
it
works
never
the way you need
works.
it to. But, um, we try to make that up elsewhere. I mean, just today, I
Yeah.
had a cleaner lined up to clean my job site in preparation for paint coming in tomorrow to start interior paint on
Yeah.
the job. Um, but we have tile going in. Tile is still going in, and we
Mhm.
have grout and dust. I mean, there's no way we can paint tomorrow.
Mhm.
But the tile team is great. They're doing a fantastic job. They're taking the time to get the details right,
Mhm.
and that's what we want. We'd rather have good over fast any day long.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. You want it done right. What's your favorite part of the job?
I mean, so handing off a job to a client once we're done is really satisfying. That's for sure the biggest. But I'd say, along the way, finding kind of Easter eggs, old wallpaper behind a wall that's
Mhm.
in great shape, or some old hardwood floors under a bunch of linoleum or carpet or something that we can incorporate into the design and potentially, and
Mhm.
bring the clients into that. And it's kind of a fun process to maybe change the design based around what's existing in the home.
Mhm. Finding, like, the magic surprises.
Yeah, yeah, that's and that essentially can transfer over to the cost savings too. So
Mhm.
finding costs along the way that we can reduce the budget and pass along that.
Yeah, and so in the early days, you were getting your hands dirty. You were doing stuff. It's rare
Yeah,
these days. Now you're just the boss.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what's like the one sort of job or thing you did, you're like, "I will never ever do this again."
There's a lot. And really it's I would say most of it because I can do most anything when it comes to renovating a home,
Mhm.
but I'm not that good. The
Yeah, yeah.
guys that we're hiring to come in and do this are miles ahead of me.
Yeah.
And it's not really something that I'm, seeking to accelerate my skill level.
Yeah.
I'm happy with hiring somebody that can
Yeah.
do carpentry or something like that
Yeah.
really well, and that's all they do. So I'd say generally everything,
Yeah.
but
But was there anything like, "This was such a beatdown?"
you know, I think sheetrock, it seems so easy, and
It's hard to get
it's
it.
hard. It's just
Yeah.
hard to get it perfectly level,
Yeah.
and the mud and tape and just everything textured really well. So those guys are just so quick and good at their
Mhm.
job that that's something I'll always sub out.
Yeah, I agree with that. You were talking about, like, the Easter eggs of, like, finding hardwood under linoleum. In my first house in Arlington Heights, it had this, like, yellow linoleum floor in the kitchen, and we, like, started peeling it back, and we're like, "Oh, there's hardwood floors under here." Got super excited and didn't realize how much, like, glue was on it.
Yeah,
And so we're like, "We're gonna save these," and I spent like, weeks trying to sand it, and it would eat up the sander, and then pouring all this stripper on it and, like, scrape it, like, "I will never
that's a
I'll never
brutal
do that
job.
that again."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, something similar to that is a have you ever refurbished a clawfoot tub?
Yeah, I have never done it. I've
It
hired
is
people. You
the
did it
worst.
yourself?
I tried to. The first house, Lilac,
Uh-huh.
so we had a beautiful clawfoot tub, complete, mess, but,
Yeah.
I'll pull that outside and just go to town on it. I'll
Yeah,
get a
one,
grinder,
they're
sander.
really heavy.
They're super heavy for
Yeah.
one, but, yeah, I probably spent 2 weeks, you know,
Like, grinding it
just
down.
grinding it, sanding it,
Uh-huh.
strip I tried everything, and
Yeah.
eventually I called a guy that, has a shop in Haltom City, and he sandblasts them,
Uh-huh.
redoes all the porcelain,
Yeah.
and I think it was like $200.
I was like, totally worth it.
Totally worth it.
Totally worth it. That's awesome. How do you stay sane and just keep balance? Kind of like personal health, like in the middle of all these sort of big stressful projects.
Yeah. I just divert all of the stress to my head and my gray hairs, and,
That's how you got the gray hair.
yeah, no, I mean, in stressful environments, it's a high stress job. I try to focus and just breathe,
Hmm.
and focus on the, solution versus a problem. And so, I don't let the problems weigh me down and go backwards. I just focus on the solution, keep
Hmm.
moving forward.
Yeah, attitude is a big piece of it.
Big time.
But then you like, what are your hobbies? Like, what do you do like outside of this that also kind of helps you
Yeah.
stay grounded and.
I like playing music. I play guitar
Mhm.
with a group of guys, some of my friends. We got a little band, and So we write music and play every week, and have been doing that for years. And just it's a good time away from everything.
Yeah.
So that keeps me kind of sane and leveled. I like to get outside and fish, climb, hike, camp, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and really just hang out with my family. I've
Yeah.
got 3 teenagers now that keep me pretty busy.
Yeah.
So,
Talk about your family a little bit. Where are they're are they all in high school now?
so my 13-year-old's in middle school,
Middle school, okay.
and then I've got that's a boy, and then a 15-year-old girl and a 17-year-old boy, and those 2 are in high school. So, yeah, they just
I
one of
can't
them
believe
just
they're
went to
that old.
prom with his girlfriend.
No way.
He's driving around. It's they're teenagers now. So,
That's
yeah,
crazy. I'm not ready for that.
it's a
But it's
different
also
world.
probably fun.
It is,
You
yeah.
can do like you're bonding in different ways. You're having probably more interesting conversations.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a different, level of parenting than just when they're toddlers and things like that,
Mhm.
but, yeah, I love my kids and just hanging out with them.
Yeah. Are any of them kind of into the real estate side
Uh,
of stuff?
so my oldest is kind of teaming up with one of his friends to start a trash hauling company,
Nah.
and I was like, "Man, I can hook you up with some jobs on that."
Wait, so what does that mean?
So they've
Like, are
got a
they buying a
trailer.
dumpster?
I mean, maybe eventually. They're
Okay.
starting off
They have a trailer. They're
with a
like,
trailer,
we'll
and
show up and we'll haul off your trash in our
yep.
trailer. Nah.
Yeah, so they're hauling it off to the dump and just doing cleanup and stuff like that, demo.
Have you done it?
So
Has he done any of your jobs?
he did a job for not Sixth Avenue, but one of our subcontractors hired him last weekend to
No way.
do a cleanup job, and it went really well.
Okay. And this is a new
So
thing.
it's brand new. That
Are
was
you
his first
are
job.
you excited about that?
I am. I think it's a really cool opportunity for him to get something and focus on that and grow it, and
Mhm.
I can help him with that. So looking forward to it.
That's kinda like my dream for my kids is that they'll get the entrepreneurial itch. Like,
Oh yeah, the
from
bug.
that they'll wanna start, like
Yeah.
I can't like, they'll do that with, like, let's do a lemonade stand or let's make these little bracelets, but there's mine are still pretty young, but, like, I will be like, that lights me up. Like, I will help you do that, like, how do I
Uh-huh.
think through that? Like
I mean, I'm already thinking through like, okay, how do I set up the LLC for him? He's
Uh-huh.
17, so he's got a
Yeah.
year till the, marketing,
Yeah.
website, branding, all that.
Uh-huh.
And then I just kind of step back and like, let's just let him just
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
do
yeah.
his thing. So
Give them some space.
yeah.
Man, that's cool. That's super cool. Um, talk about are there any like sort of people or families uh that you have just like a great memory of like that you really bonded with or connected with like
Mm.
any that
Yeah.
kind of like stick out in a unique way?
Yeah. I mean, I really, in general, all of our clients have been great. And one that sticks out was a family that moved from Colorado, bought a house on Eagle Mountain Lake. Beautiful. It was an 80s kind of custom 80s build, just really big on the water, really
Mhm.
cool house. That went full cycle. So one of our real estate agents was on the buy side for them. And so that was bought through Sixth Avenue. They hired us to do design and floor plans and then construction. And so it went kind of full cycle on that.
Mhm.
Um, and they were great. They just had a really easy to work with attitude, and they were super involved every day on selections and just kind of
Mhm.
how they wanted it done in a really collaborative way. And
Mhm.
we did have some issues like the sewer and the city side backed up.
Mhm.
Wasn't It was out of our control, wasn't our fault, but it flooded the house with sewer and
Oh
kind of
gosh.
required us to undo a lot of what we had already done, which was quite a bit at that point. So big bummer to the project, but
Yeah.
they were super, graceful with it and easy to work with. So
Mhm.
um, yeah, that was a fun job. One of my clients right now is a pool builder, and so he knows he's in the industry. He knows construction and the lingo and what to look for, and so he's been really great to sort of collaborate on with his build with his
Yeah.
house, and so really enjoy that client
Yeah.
relationship on that.
When he knows the expectations of construction.
Yeah,
'Cause the crazy thing, if you've never done it and you really don't know it until you do it, it's like you just like is even as if as much planning as you can possibly put into it, you still don't have X-ray vision. in like the sewer thing. Like you still don't know what
Yeah.
you're going to get into. I have lots of experience now, but there's still like things will always go wrong.
Always.
Even in a real estate deal, like buying something, like there's always something will happen. And unless you kind of have those expectations and that like,
Yeah. He's in it. He understands that.
mhm.
I really would call my job more of a problem management than a project
Yeah, yeah.
management. It's just a daily onslaught of what issues are we going to resolve today.
Uh,
Keeps it fun. But yeah, like that's a great client to bring a problem to, and then we work together to solve
Collaborate.
it. And so, yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. What advice would you give your younger self sort of starting out in construction? Like if you kind of go back.
Don't sell anything. Keep it all. Rent it however you can hold on to it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm sure,
Yeah.
when we started doing this stuff in Fairmount, like I mentioned, that first house I bought for 50 grand or whatever it was.
What is that
That
house
that
worth now? That's
was
probably worth like,
well, so I would guess 4 to 500
yeah.
today, maybe
Yeah.
more. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
The one that you bid on as well
Yeah.
in South Adams that
Yeah.
that I did, bought that for 100.
Yeah.
And at some point after I sold it, it sold for around 650.
Oh
I don't
my
know what it's worth
gosh.
today, but
Yeah.
it's so I would have held on to any square footage that I
I
was
know.
involved with.
Yeah. That's one of my biggest lessons and regrets. But part of it was like we didn't have
never
the
know.
money. We didn't have the money to keep stuff. Like
Yeah.
we were having, but like if I could have done it all over again, because we were buying things in Fairmount, like those ones where we went into that. We were probably buying them for like 50 or $60 a foot,
Yeah. Yep.
and now it's $300 a foot.
Mhm.
Like, and that was just 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be in a little different stage of life
Yeah.
if it kept
Well,
kept all that.
it's sort of I wouldn't say your fault, but you're a big part of revitalizing Fairmount and the neighborhood, and kind of elevating the cost of those houses. So they were $50 a square foot for a reason at that time.
Yeah, it's
And
good. Yeah.
today it's a little bit different, but
Mm.
yeah, in hindsight, if anyone is starting out doing renovations,
Try to
and
never sell it.
don't sell anything,
Uh-huh.
just hold on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you still are you still dabbling in the oil world at all? Like,
Yeah, yeah. So, not a lot. I don't have a lot of time for
yeah.
it nowadays, but I really do enjoy doing it. Particularly the title side. It's kind of just interesting to me running title, figuring out the puzzle, and so yeah, I take on some title projects here and there with oil and gas clients. We still have minerals and non-op working interest in some areas that we're involved with. So still
Yeah.
keeping that going.
I love it.
I kind of flipped from doing oil and gas and real estate on the side to doing real estate and oil and gas on the
Yeah,
side.
flip-flopped it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a random um, question, but I remember several years ago, I think probably when you were like coming on with us in the COVID times, you were all in on like the GameStop stocks.
Diamond hand, yeah.
Whatever happened with that?
Well, I'm still in it.
You still own
I
it?
still own GameStop. I am diamond handing that till the bitter end. And I actually have faith in the stock ever since Ryan Cohen got involved, and it sort of turned it around. They're profitable,
Uh-huh.
debt is reduced, and all that.
I can't
but,
believe you still own that.
Yeah, yeah, still got. I mean, obviously, nobody planned on holding GameStop that long. It was a buy it and jump out at a big profit. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a bag holder. I got caught with it, so I'm just kind of waiting for it to do something.
That's funny. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Okay, a couple rapid fire questions. Favorites? You mentioned travel and like fishing, hiking, climbing. Where's your favorite place to go? When y'all go on vacation, where do you love to go?
Um, Tulum, Mexico,
Oh, okay.
or like the whole
We
Yucatan
hung out in
Peninsula.
Tulum one time.
Yes,
I
we
forgot
did.
about
Just
that.
like on a random, I was vacationing here on
Uh-huh.
vacation. Yeah, yeah. I still remember
I forgot about that.
you and Jimmy were sword fishing
Spear
on the
fishing.
beach, or yeah, spear
Uh-huh.
fishing on the beach, and the like I don't know, the beach patrol or something. They were like running all over the place trying to get you
Yeah,
guys
they
out
were
of
not happy about that. I
there.
think it's protected. So
Yeah.
then, so would you still go to Tulum? Tulum's such
Oh
a
yeah.
cool place.
Yeah. I want to take my kids there and
Yeah.
vacation. Another place I love is Puerto Rico.
I've never been to Puerto
Um,
Rico.
yeah, it's great. I went there 2 or 3 years ago with my kids for spring break,
Uh-huh.
and I'm actually going there next week
Oh, you are?
for another week. So
Cool.
looking forward to that.
Grown-up trip? Kids trip?
Grown-up trip.
Okay.
So I'm going with my lovely partner Taylor
Yeah.
and my brother and his wife,
Okay.
and she's turning big 40, and we're just
Oh,
gonna
nice.
celebrate. Do it up nice.
Cool. That's fun. And you go like camping and stuff too, right? Like,
Mm, love to camp. Yeah, used to do this more often. It's been a while, but I love going to the mountains in Colorado
mhm.
and just getting outside of cell phone reception, hiking, backpacking, and just living in the wilderness for a few days or a week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I love that stuff. Favorite restaurant in Fort Worth? Favorite meal? Like your
Mm.
favorite meal, go-to meal.
Right now, I'd have it changes periodically, but right now, I'm gonna have to say the birria pizza at Taqueria Cortez off Rosedale. It's
Oh, right up the road.
it's right up the road. It's Rosedale, and I think was
I've
it
never had the
287.
pizza there.
So they make a pizza that's like 2 foot wide, just a big
Okay.
2 foot circle, and fill it with every birria, all the
And you like dip in the
onions and all
sauce or
that.
whatever?
Yeah, the
Oh, I need to
consommé and
try
this and
that.
that. So it's really good.
That's a
Yeah,
cool spot.
yeah.
That's
I
a
think
great.
it was like on the Michelin. They got a Michelin award.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah,
I haven't been there in a few years. I kind of
yeah.
forgot about it. It's so good. Um, that's awesome. Favorite drink. Like, where's your like favorite cocktail in Fort Worth?
Hmm. I'm a beer guy. I'm
Okay.
pretty simple. I just like having a beer. Not a big cocktail guy,
What's
but
your beer of choice then?
beer choice Stone IPA
Okay.
or yeah, I'd say Stone IPA. That's just a good staple. The hoppier, the better.
Okay, you
Something
like
like
the hops.
yeah, I like
Stones
the
or
hops.
Stone is intense.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Uh,
It's a good one. So yeah, I like just going on a good afternoon or
mhm,
evening on a patio somewhere in Fort Worth.
mhm.
Woodshed has a great patio for just having a beer, listening to music.
Yeah.
Boiled owl, a
Mhm.
rough magnolia, that type of thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Go-to coffee order. What's your coffee order?
Black coffee.
Oh, you're a black guy. Okay.
Just no cream, no sugar. No, it's got to be good coffee, like not Starbucks, not QT. It's brewed coffee or something like
Uh-huh. Good. Okay.
that.
But black. I like it.
Yeah.
And then favorite book or podcast, kind of like favorite book or podcast or like most influential.
So right now I'm listening to a podcast. I think it's called the Minerals and Royalty Podcast.
Okay.
And it's sort of reliving some of the older years of that industry, and a lot of the guests that come on are participants that we collaborated with in deals when we were doing our program. So yeah, it's a really interesting and well put together podcast that explores the kind of boutique mineral and royalty world.
Okay.
Um,
Fun.
yeah, music, something I overlooked that's been out for years, but is this band, Between the Buried and Me Colors album. I think they put it out in 2007,
Okay.
but somehow it missed my radar. Going back and listening, it's
What
just
kind of music is it?
phenomenal. It's metal mainly,
Okay.
but they've got some stuff that's just sort of just exploratory. It's extremely talented musicians.
Okay. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I'll listen to that today. Well, man, thanks for sitting down with me. Thanks for sharing some of your story.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was
It's been
fun. You're
cool.
doing some great stuff. I'll be excited. Your two new projects you're doing, the two new builds. Like, I can't wait to share those because
Yeah,
they're probably like the nicest, biggest, grandest houses we've ever done. And so,
they're pretty cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun to watch them unwind. But you do great stuff.
appreciate it.
Thanks for sitting down with me, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All righty.